Popular Flathead Lake cherries are currently in peak harvest. They're sold locally in grocery stores and shipped across the world. In tonight's Montana Ag segment, Sean Wells shares an update on one of Montana's sweetest summertime exports.
I think a lot of the market this year is domestic because there's just a big demand for cherries, but there's overseas markets. A lot of Northwest cherries, which we are considered part of, are sold in Asia and Europe and all over the world.
Munson Fruit Field Representative Brian Campbell expects roughly 1.2 million pounds of Flathead Lake cherries to be harvested this season. The Cherry Grower Cooperative manages 80 Flathead orchards, roughly 500 acres of cherries. Campbell says the crop is roughly 60% of last year's haul, which brought in 2 million pounds. Despite the low crop outlook, Campbell says this year's fruit is in excellent condition. Campbell says long summer days and cool nights, along with a smaller than normal crop, seem to be the perfect recipe for this season's cherries.
With smaller volumes, we're able to time our picking a little bit better, and so we're getting, picking it right at its prime. We don't have to rush and try to get a bigger crop off.
Flathead Lake cherry farmer and co-op board member Mark St. Sauber says orchards are taking extra precautions this season due to the coronavirus pandemic. Free testing sites have been set up for cherry workers along with social distancing protocols.
We've been taking their temperature every morning and asking them if they are, having any of the symptoms of the coronavirus. So far, we've had no issues.
The Flathead Lake Cherry Growers Warehouse on Finley Point is where Monson Fruit Company receives the cherries and hydro-cools the fruit down to 34 degrees. The fruit is then stored in a cooler before it is shipped out within hours to their packing facility in Selah, Washington. Campbell says one perk on the job is being the official cherry taste tester, helping determine when cherries are ready to be picked.
I don't know how many I eat in a day, but that's a good indication of their ripeness and their quality is the taste test. So I taste a lot of cherries.
Campbell said harvest started on July 25th and is expected to run through August 12th. In Polson, Sean Wells, MTN News.
The Flathead Lake cherry harvest started out with Rainier's and will close out with Sweetheart cherries.